Welcome to Landria Anka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and to live a beautiful, awesome life. It's a short one. Don't waste it on worry. What is the Buddha saying? If you don't have any problems, why worry? If you have problems, why worry? If you don't have any problems, don't worry. If you have problems, worry doesn't change them, right? The whole point of that little saying is, in other words, the worry doesn't change anything whether you have the problems or not. And most of the time, we don't even have problems. And we're worrying. We're projecting into the future. That is manifesting, my friends. Don't be doing that. That's not good. All right, today is August 21st. This is Solar Eclipse Day. For those of you in the United States, you're aware that we have an eclipse, and by the time you watch this, we will have had an eclipse. It is actually afternoon here, and so the eclipse will start here in Georgia. We're going to have, well, if I drove up a little further north, I'd have a total eclipse, but we're going to have about 97% eclipse here. Now, so I've got about another hour to kill before it starts to come over, and I'm going to try and shoot that out. Hopefully I can get it. I don't know. It's going to be tough because I don't have the glasses, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to capture it, but if I do, I'll share it with you. Now, you know, back in the old days, people would think, something's eating the sun, a dragon is eating the sun, and they would panic and behave very, crazy. Or think it was some fabulous thing. And, we really haven't progressed all that much from that kind of thinking. I want you to think about this. How many things do we think of right now that could be completely false and or are false? Now, I had somebody actually post, I sent this email out to my internet training subscribers, and I said, did you know that, SpaceX has made a 12th visit out in space and delivered supplies to the International Space Station? Are you aware of that? I've had people look at me, they don't even know what SpaceX is. So there is stuff going on that's so mind-blowing right now that we don't even track. And I remember Apollo, we would be watching all this stuff live, right? And now we don't even know what's going on in our own world. And it's a little frightening because we can use all these things to our advantage in a very big way. Yet we let it go by and we hang on to this traditional thinking and way of life. What are you hanging on to right now that you could release, that could free you from limiting your thinking and thus your manifesting? Because there is something. If you do not have everything in your life that you want right now, in some form, because the universe picks the best things for you. If you want something beautiful, it'll send you something more beautiful than you even imagined, so you have to be open to that. If those things are not showing up in your life, there's a block and a belief somewhere that is stopping that from manifesting, from turning the wave into a particle, from having it appear in your reality, because it does exist out there. But you are not tuned into that frequency, and thus it's not coming in. And there was somebody posted something that Einstein stated. Basically, if you do not tune into the frequency that you desire to see in your reality, it will not appear. And he says that's plain science. If you want something, you have to match that frequency. Einstein said this. He understood from a scientific viewpoint that it's just science. If you want to listen to a radio station, you have to have that dial on that frequency. And you got to get it in there right perfect to really have it clear. What are you dialed into right now? What can you release today that is limiting you? So here's one. I get this constantly. People are looking to me to change their lives. I'm not talking about me sharing my, exercises and my opinions on things or my guidance, which you may or may not want to take. Everything's a choice, right? I'm talking about people want me to change their lives. Will you manifest for me? Disempowering. This is why you're not manifesting what you want. You think I have more power than you and that I could possibly change your life. And that is impossible because only you can do that. I cannot impose anything on your free will, even if you want it. Now, there is the, Christ is going to heal somebody if the people in the room believe, but they're really doing it, right? He's facilitating, but they're really facilitating it with him. They're co-creating with him. So if somebody wants me to manifest something for them and they want it to happen, it's not going to happen because they have a disbelief that they are co-creating on any level to do that. And they don't even need me. Did you see my manifesting, my little meditation where I show you how to manifest? I put the candles up. I won't tell you the ending of it. You should go check that out, one of my meditation videos. Somehow we think that there's an outside force, an energy, a God, somebody else who's, has more power than us. That would be a really great one for you to release today. And that's a huge one. That is one of the most disempowering beliefs, is that there's something or someone outside of you that has more power and can make a decision to create what you want in your life. And then I get people, will you mentor me? I need you. You can change my life. I'm like, no, you can change your life. Why aren't things working? Because you haven't made them work. And nothing I stopped my private mentoring, by the way. Not one person, and I mentored some brilliant people, actually took the action to change their life. That was really interesting to me. They were great in the beginning. They got all excited about the exercises that I had them do. They really agreed with everything. They wanted to work through it. And then they went right back into the old habits, the old things, the old thinking, the old beliefs, and basically spent their whole time just complaining. Complaining about that person and this thing and that situation because they're addicted to it. And therein lies the problem. So I gave it up. I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm not here to rescue anybody. I'm here to supply the tools, and then you have to do the work, right? People tell me internet training. I get this quite a few times. I've been scammed and schemed, and it's never worked, and then they think they're going to come to me and it's going to work with me. And I'm like, don't join. You want something free? You already got 101 things free out there. Make it work. If you think that's what your answer is, go make it work. If you don't want to invest in yourself, don't come to see me. Don't go to Harvard and say, I should get free training. All you people don't need to be paid, but I do. Right? And that's that disempowering attitude. Once again, that people owe you and that somebody else can fix you. And I get those emails constantly. Help me. I have no income. I lost my job. I need to make money. How do I make money? Can you do it? I'm like looking at them saying, no, you can. Go find that job you love, because if you're trying this internet marketing, you've tried it 100 times and it's not working. It's not the systems. It's you. And we don't want to take that responsibility. And when we do take that responsibility, we are empowered. In other words, you know what? I actually was doing all that. And so then you become more and more and more powerful, and then you realize, I'm actually creating everything. It's all available to me, and I get to pick and choose what I bring into my life. It's pretty awesome stuff. So you can start with that. That's a big one to give up. What other beliefs or habits or things do you do that you could just pick one thing that you believe that you could give it up? Even something scientific. I can remember 20 years ago, I can remember I was in an office, and I was in the financial industry. I was in an office and somebody said, we're going to be watching television on our computers. And I said, what? Why would anybody want to do that? I did. I remember saying, why would I don't even watch it in my home. Why would I want to watch it on my computer? Not even realizing what that really translated into. And to me, it sounded impossible. I remember as a kid, my brother and I were watching Superman. We had to go to school, and I can remember my brother saying, wouldn't it be great if we had a watch and we could watch TV on there? And I kept thinking, no, that would be too small, but that'd be so cool, thinking that was something totally impossible. If you can envision it, it's a possibility, right? What is it? If you can perceive it, you can achieve it. Disney believed that. Inventors believed that. Tesla did all of his experiments in his head first. He would actually build things and see it work before he built it in the physical world. There was no difference in his head. So instead of wasting time out here in this physical world, he was doing it in his head. That's real. And you can do the same thing. So if you envision something and you can work out a problem in your head, or tell yourself you know something is not just is not true that you've been hanging on to, can you release it? If you don't believe that there's life on other planets, can you release that limiting thought? The one source has no limits. Why would it limit itself to creating life here on Earth? What's wrong with the thought of life? I mean, people think that's such a negative thing. Some people, I think most people are up on the fact that there's life on other planets, and they're here, and they're watching us. But so the question is, what's so frightening about the idea that there are other entities, other energies on other planets? I think that's beautiful. We live in fear. My whole channel's about letting go of that fear. That idea is that's that idea that there's something out there that could be stronger than we are, that could harm us, that could come after us. It won't. If something came and blew up this whole planet, there's nothing negative that could happen to you. And you might say, what? No, we just go off into the beautiful whatever we are, and we create from there. Probably not even have any pain. We hang on to things. We hang on to our beliefs and our things that this is good and this is bad, and I believe this and I believe that. Somebody wrote, it's actually in the comments. I think it's in the comments. No one ever walked on the moon. We're not allowed to go on the moon. Oh boy, okay. So, by the way, I don't have the answers to any of that, but all I know is anything's possible. We don't have all the answers. Can you release that? The fact that we don't have all the answers? My whole reason for having these videos is to get you to open up your mind and release all the limitations, the restrictions, most of all the fears. They limit you, and if you believe that something is possible, it is possible. If we pulled, cavemen aside and said that, we could fly, it's possible to fly, they would think we were gods. Of course, back then they were flying around because there were probably extraterrestrials here at that point. I'm open to that. Isn't it fun to open yourself up to things and say, levitation's possible? Of course it is. It's been done over and over again. No, really? If you're Christian, read your Bible. Christ levitated, he walked on water. You could do anything you want. And that's just shifting your energy. So today, can you release a limiting belief, something that you believe, even if it's related to science or religion or something else, something that you believe that says you can or can't do something, or that you have to be something, or that it's bad to do certain things, or that, it's irresponsible to leave your job and go do what you love. That's a big one. People live their entire lives so unhappy just to earn a living when they could be doing it and making more money in things that they love. All they have to do is let go of the fear and explore those possibilities. And you can do the same thing. So I'm going to go out there and it's been 15 minutes. I'm going to go out there and set up my camera, and in about an hour, I'm watching the live feed from NASA. It's so cool. And this excites me. This is a new era. Now, we have eclipses every 6 months, but this one is the first in 40 years that has actually been on this level. The whole total eclipse that is actually going across the United States in that path that it is, starting in Oregon. It's actually going to go over the Smoky Mountains, which is 1 hour from me. And I have friends up there. I didn't drive up there because I didn't want to. About 150 people were going to be on the freeway, and I'm going to get to see 97% of it here. And I really believe that all of this energy that we are connected to, you need to pay attention to it and understand that this is part of you. You are part of the energy of that sun and that moon, the pathways, the planets. Everything is going to affect you, and you can use it in the most positive way. Be aware of the negative feelings. There's going to be a lot of shifts going on now, so you get to choose which direction you go with that energy. Is it going to be a positive one? Are you going to release the beliefs, release the fears, say, I'm done with it. I am done. I'm tired of living in fear. I'm tired of living a life without passion. I'm tired of worrying about money or relationships or whatever it is you worry about. I'm tired. Are you tired? We're all exhausted, and it's time to have the energy and the fun back in our lives so that we can go and live those dreams in our head that we keep here, that we don't believe can appear out here. And I'm here to tell you, it is all possible. There are whole societies that lived those lives and went the wrong direction. Atlantis would be one of them. Misusing power. Let's do good things with our power. Let's not be afraid to be abundant. Let's not be afraid to share that abundance. And let's not be afraid to demonstrate our powers, because that's what we were given. That's our gift. It is not something to be held back. And it be used for good for all of us, for others, for yourself, your family, your friends. That's all good, isn't it? Celebrate that today. I'm going to go celebrate our total eclipse. I'm going to meditate here before I go out there and just ask for blessings for all of us. Abundance for you. Health, wealth, prosperity, joy, passion, most of all, peace and joy. All the other stuff doesn't matter if you don't have your health, peace, and joy. And that's number one. Let's all meditate on that, send it to each other, raise the frequency of this planet, and of course that will affect the entire universe and beyond. I'm sending you light and love. Did you send light and love throughout the universe? Do it. Do it if you haven't today. Do it every day. Imagine your light and love enveloping this planet. Imagine peace and light. And then say your mantra. I am whole. I am perfect. I am strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Thank you for all the blessings you've sent me. Thank you for all the wonderful things I have in my life. And thank you for all the beautiful miracles you're sending me today. You say that every day and watch the changes that happen in your life. Namaste.